I'm Doug Mayo, and we're at the 2011 Peanut Short Course, and with us today is Mr. Austin Hagan. He is a professor and extension plant pathologist at Auburn University, working with peanut and other crops and diseases, and he's going to talk to us about diseases that we need to be thinking about for 2011.
I think the biggest issue we have right now is going to be nematode management in peanuts, because we're probably going to lose Temic for this year unless you can buy some or you got some left over from last year. That's not going to be a control option for nematodes and peanuts. So if you're looking at it, you're in a situation or rotation where you know you have nematode, you're going to have root knot issues for 2011. We're really looking at probably planting tip guard peanuts. It looks like from some of the trials that we've been able to run in Alabama, and I know from Georgia, that you are going to see higher yields with tip guard than you will with the Georgia greens, and it could be several hundred pounds, certainly. As far as chemical treatments, if that's not an option you want to pursue, a lot of folks have had experience using Telone 2 as a road treatment, about 5 to 6 gallons per acre. It's kind of an expensive treatment, but it has to be put out as a pre-plant treatment. If you go that route, you're still going to have to put something out there for thrips. Now you have either something like a Thimet or 4-8 product as an in-furrow treatment. If you don't want to go that route, there are a number of insecticides that can be applied as a cracking time or post-plant treatment. It may take more than one application, though, in a bad year to control thrips and peanuts. We have Enclosure. It's a new product as an in-furrow spray, and then possibly it'll have a label as a post-plant treatment. And then the third treatment, and one that I haven't had a lot of experience with, is neem out. But either of Enclosure or neem out, you still have the thrips control issue to deal with. So you have to be concerned about that. A bright spot, at least, and there aren't necessarily all that many of them, is that we've had a lot less tomato spotted wilt in peanuts over the last 2 or 3 years than we have seen in the past. We really can't account for why it's not here, but we'll take it. But growers still need to be aware that it is a threat to their peanuts, particularly if they plant early. So that's a higher risk. It's a higher risk if you get a poor stand. It's a higher risk with conventional till single row peanuts. So for growers that are planting early, the big thing is going to be using one of the virus-resistant varieties. Make sure they put enough seed out there to get up a good stand, and maybe they might want to think about growing twin row peanuts rather than single row peanuts. Twin row doesn't work real well with row till, but or the other option is a single row peanut with the conservation or in row tillage, but it's conservation tillage practices. So that'll help out, as far as in managing tomato spotted wilt. With leaf spot and white mold, we have a lot of control options out there in the marketplace. You have to look at your farm economics to decide which program you'd like to go with, but you still need to put a soil-borne fungicide out there for white mold and possibly limb rot issues. So there are a lot of choices. If it's a really bad white mold field, the Convoy has done very well. It has to be tank mixed with Bravo or chlorothalonil to get the leaf spot control. But if it's not a real severe field, you have a number of products like Provost, Abound, Avito, the generic tebuconazoles, Quash, that will give good white mold and leaf spot control when used according to the label. So that shouldn't present too much of a problem, but you kind of got to look at your budget to see which way you want to go on your fungicides there. When you look also at disease control of leaf spotted white mold, we have some differences in varieties. The 06G is probably going to need the most protection from leaf spotted white mold. It tends to be fairly sensitive to both of them. If you have a really bad white mold field, you might want to look at a Florida 07 or a tip guard variety. A or Georgia 07W, or even greener, Georgia greener, because they tend to get a lot less white mold and also are going to have a little less leaf spot on them than those varieties. So there's a lot of good varieties out there, and just pick the one that works on your farm.
Some good advice from Dr. Austin Hagan, Auburn University. I'm Doug Mayo from the Jackson County Extension Service, coming to you from the Panhandle Peanut Short Course in 2011.